Digital citizenship, the 9 elements of digital citizenship. What are the 9 elements? 9 elements of a digital citizen are as follows: digital access, digital communication, digital literacy, digital etiquette, digital safety and security, digital rights and responsibilities, digital law, digital health and wellness, and digital commerce. Digital access defines digital access as full access to participate in society digitally. This is a subject that talks about the amount of people that actually have the ways to connect to educational and technological resources in the scope of technology. Digital access plays an important role as one of the major objectives is to bring social and economic benefits and should be at the forefront of all companies and government decision making in the context of creating opportunities. An excellent example of the social transformation that information and communication technology leveraged on the Arab Spring 2010, when the people of restrictive countries leveraged the use of social media to gain support and plan for demonstration results in the overthrowing of various governments. Digital communication defines digital communication as electronic transmission of information that has been encoded digitally as for storage or processing by computers. You get different types of digital communication, namely the internet, email, cell phones, high-definition televisions, and physical digital media. Over centuries, methods and forms of communication has evolved tremendously, from prehistoric forms of painting on walls and sounds to the 19th century, where it was limited to face-to-face letters and books. In the 21st century, we have face-to-face, that is voice over internet protocol, for example Skype, to written communication, for example WhatsApp, and the email. Digital literacy. Okay, the following definition of digital literacy. Digital literacy is the ability to use information and communication technologies to find, evaluate, create, and communicate information, requiring both cognitive and technical skills. You get 5 different types of digital literacy according to POE, namely photo-visual literacy, socio-emotional literacy, reproduction literacy, branching literacy, and information literacy. Photo-visual literacy, being able to read information visually using symbols and pictures to learn. Production literacy, the ability to create meaningful and creative work while using existing pieces of work. Digital literacy. Branching literacy, finding information in a non-linear fashion from numerous independent sources. Informational literacy, the ability to evaluate and assess information properly, finding and verifying credible resources. Socio-emotional literacy, the ability to gather information in a social manner without being tricked or trapped by phony sources. Digital etiquette. This is basically a set of rules that make the use of internet better for you and other people who use it. Digit in Wikispace 2018. So you can see the section of the rules of how to use the internet so it's safe and fun for you as well as other millions of users. The 6 factors that leads to online disinhibition effects. The associative anomaly, invincibility, holistic interjection, dissociative information, and minimization of authority. Digital etiquette. Dissociative anonymity, we're anonymous but moreover it's not us writing, posting and sharing. Invincibility, the concept of you cannot be seen. Asynchronicity, lack of accountability. Solistific introjection, the sense that one's mind has become merged with the mind of the person they are communicating with online. Dissociative imagination, not being part of the real world, where our imagination is not part of us ourselves, nor is there accountability. Minimization of authority, there is no direct policing involved, so therefore I cannot be held accountable. Digital safety and security. Say that digital security is protecting yourself on the internet by using the following hints to make sure you and your machines are digitally secure, and in protecting your identity, creating secure passwords, downloading antivirus and malware applications, and keep them updated regularly. There are multiple security issues that you can have as a computer user, namely device and software and digital fraud and crime. Device and software. We are all aware that our electronic devices are at risk from malicious software known as malware. You get different types, namely adware, bots, bugs, ransomware, and malware. Digital fraud and crime. Digital fraud and crime includes crimes such as scams, child pornography, identity theft, social media re-engineering, cyberbullying, cyberstalking, cyber harassment. An example is free samples, mystery shopping positions, and disaster fraud, and much more. Digital rights and responsibilities. It is your right that allows users to create and publish media online on different devices or for communication purposes. This element tells us as users that it's a basic human right that you have to access the internet and to post on the internet freely and have freedom of speech. Social. The right to internet access may be seen as an inherent right, but you have a responsibility towards society to use it responsibly. Business. With the increased renaissance of the digital world, companies are placing a greater emphasis on their e-business strategies, including e-marketing strategies. Education. Time and again you will hear about plagiarism and that is legal. What internet users do not realize is that plagiarism is a very serious offense and has consequences. Individual. As an individual, you have rights for and responsibilities towards yourself. It is your right to access the internet, to say what you wish and find information that you seek. Digital law. Define digital law as the following. Digital law is defined as the electronic responsibility for action deeds which is either ethical or unethical. This element is electronic law that states to use on how to use the internet ethically and not abuse it with us and do unethical things. There are a lot of ethical issues, namely copyright access and infringement, freedoms and accountability, privacy and security, cultural perception and values, and cross-cultural communication and pornography. Digital health and wellness. It's trying to keep teenagers and users from any bodily or mental harm. A lot of problems can be linked to overuse of electronic devices. Teenagers need to be aware of the risk of digital predators that they may meet online. This element goes about how to use the internet and technology safely without affecting your health and wellness, so use it sparingly. Physical issues are physiological symptoms and issues that may arise from the overuse of technology and the internet. You can get a lot of different types of physical issues, namely carpal tunnel syndrome, tennis elbow, trigger finger, tendonitis, and blackberry thumb. Physiological issues, in fact, some of the most devastating effects, are in fact not physical in nature but rather physiological and can include addiction, cyberbullying, cyberstalking, and many more that could affect your physiological health. Digital commerce. In the selling and buying of products using different forms of devices like your laptop, mobile devices, digital commerce is a form of electronic sales because it deals with the changing of ownership and bought products of the internet. E-business is the administration of conducting business via the internet. E-commerce, essentially to the difference from digital commerce that is primarily internet-based. M-commerce, the use of wireless handheld devices as cellular phones and laptops to conduct commercial transactions online. E-commerce, a form of electronic commerce which uses social networking to assist in the buying and selling of products. E-government, digital interaction between a citizen as a government, C2G, between government and government, G2G, between government and citizens, G2C, between government and employees, G2E, and between government and business, G2B. Digital commerce, an informed consumer. Consumer buying process consists out of the following steps: need recognition, information search, evaluation, choice, visit, and loyalty. And here is a diagram to explain how an informed consumer works usually. Digital commerce, benefits of being an informed consumer. High quality investments. When making a purchase, we are faced with a variety of options. If we are informed, we are able to differentiate quality products from those that are not quality, thereby selecting durable goods that last longer. Safe investments. Being informed allows us to make safe decisions where we can recognize defects or harmful substances and avoid financial loss or physical injury. This is very important when making high-end purchase decisions. Money-saving investments. Salespeople are trained to increase the value of the sale, either through the quality of the product or the extra benefits to enhance the value. By lacking information or having insufficient information, we are subject to the sales gimmicks designed to entice us to buy more expensive options. Digital commerce, the four main business models in e-commerce. The four main business models are: business-to-business model is where companies sell supplies to other businesses. Business-to-consumer model is the most common type that consumers are aware of. These are retail stores and outlets. Essentially, it's a company that sells goods, service directly to the consumer. Consumer-to-business model is far more recent and where the consumer creates value in which a business consumes. Consumer-to-consumer, which has become more and more popular. This is where consumers create value for other consumers to consume. The conclusion. I hope after the video that you as a viewer of this video have a better and clear idea of what it is to be a digital citizen and the elements that classify you as a digital citizen, and that you will remember to always be considerate to other internet users and always remember that there are rules and regulations for using the internet and that there will always be consequences for breaking the rules. So use the internet, but just be responsible, and always remember the 9 elements for when you use the internet.